I mean, there was a couple that were released in 2006 that were worth for a while. Tamagotchi Party On. Now, you might be asking, why is this the only game in 2006 that Bandai Namco just released? I don't know. But, let's put that to some context.
The Nintendo Wii was released in the year 2006, mainly because, well, this is basically just another GameCube. But unlike the GameCube, it has a whole party line of genres that people could imagine or what they could make. It was the juggernaut of the Nintendo successful consoles. Problem is that this thing is underpowered comparing to big boys like the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. The only difference is one is more successful and the other, Wii, was the whole family pack expansion. So, what games did they have for this? Even though this is not much, but it kept them busy for a while with the Wii Sports games. But that's not what we're going to talk about. What we're going to talk about is Nintendo's biggest selling games. That, of course, there's Mario, and it was known as the biggest party games of all time, Mario Party 8! But unfortunately, in 2006, we didn't get that yet until May 29, 2007. And what do we have at launch?
So what we have here is Tamagotchi Party On. This game was made by Bandai Namco Games before it was called Bandai Namco Entertainment. As you can see, I bought this from Amazon for about like $15 right before. Yeah, this thing was the last one in stock. So when I saw this, I had to pick it up and buy it. Like, I wanted to show you guys on what it's like. Even though people barely talks about party games or anything that is on the Wii, since we have the Nintendo Switch, and we also have the flipping PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S and X. But I decided I wanted to go back and talk about some Wii games that I used to have, or I wanted to try it out. So, yeah. This is Tamagotchi Party On, which I already said. It was released on the Wii in 2006. Yep, it was released in 2006. And now, we're going to go ahead and unbox this thing. As we see, it's sealed up because it's refurbished. But then I noticed that the seal is already peeled off. And no, it's not me, because I'm pretty sure the seller tried to put it on and then put it off. Huh, that's weird. I've never seen this before. Warning, keep away from small children. The thin film may cling to nose and mouth and prevent breathing. This bag is not a toy. And I can also assert that this game is also not a toy. But this was based on a digipet from Tamagotchi based on the 90s, or the late 90s, so keep that in mind. Not this open here. Yeah, this feels like, oh my god, this is a new game. It hasn't been open since something around the 90s. No wonder why. But it's not before, so. And here it is. So, let's open this up. So, we have the disc itself. Yeah, like I said, this was released in the year 2006, which is why the discs are still like that is based on the GameCube. And we have the manual. That's funny, because by the time, people barely released any manuals. Oh, and this was promoting the Tamagotchi Connection series, but then they closed it ever since. Yeah, this was released around in 2004 and 2007 by Bandai. Even though I don't talk about Tamagotchi as much because I used to hate them back then, but I wanted to talk about it more since people barely even mentions about it. So, okay, we have the manual. It's election time. So, yeah, there's a couple of stuff to explain. And here are the controls for the game. Even though they did pack in the instruction booklet, the problem is that it's only in English. That's okay for Americans or some people who understands or reads English, but what if people don't? Well, that sucks. So anyways, here's the disc itself. And oh my god. So let's go ahead and pop this thing in.
As soon as the game starts up, we already see this aspect ratio, not using the same aspect ratio that we use, 16:9. But for this game, it uses 4:3, which I can understand because it is released in the year 2006, but Jesus Christ, you do realize some games were updated by this point, and this might be the only game that never does that? Let's be fair, Mario Party 8 did not do that, so we can't blame it for that. But what I could blame is this. Look at that title screen. It's so ugly that I can't even describe how awful it looks and low quality it is. Even though this is from the Wii, I clearly can't complain about that. So the game begins, or the intro starts, with the Tamagotchis having an election. Well, we all know some party games have intro screens, but this one takes longer as well, my god! So, yes, I did watch the whole thing, but honestly, I would never do this again afterwards. So, the main mode is the board game. In the board game menu, there's 3 options. And how to play. Well, we might as well not go to how to play because, Jesus Christ, look how long these tutorials are. We all know sometimes people have to learn how these games work, but can't they just tell them right away, right before we start? And what's worse, there's no way to back out of it. I tried pressing plus and select or any of the buttons just to quit the game, but no luck. I had to reset it at the home menu. Yup, I had to do that because there's just no way. And I had to go back to the stupid title screen all over again. This is just only the beginning and we're already off to a bad start, so, my god. Well, after all that, we finally get to start the game. And, well, that was unexpected. Anyways, we finally get to start the game. Well, it's a game, alright. Pretty average when you're playing on the board, but this is a party game. Yeah, this is already up to a good start, is it? Yeah, you know what? Not really. Let's just get this over with. Oh, frick, did you guys hear that? Add some content into it. So the goal for this game is you have to reach points and get money. This is something before Tamagotchi... Why did I say Tamagotchi? Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. But we're not going to talk about that because that game already sucks already. So, yeah, you're supposed to get points and coins in order to become president of the Tamagotchi. Whatever. I don't know how this game works. But yeah, you got to collect it in order to get popular. The more times you're popular, the more times you'll have a high chance to become elected. Right before election day. There are different kinds of event spaces, or somewhat mini-game spaces, or something like a gacha machine spaces. However, that's not the case. Sometimes, in event spaces, it's just luck. You can't tell if they're good spaces or bad spaces like Mario Party. It's random every time. You either get the coins or get the points, or you lose it barely or entirely. I don't know. It's just ridiculous the fact that there's no strategy to this. It's just luck. And another problem is you can't even pause any games. For multiplayer, I can understand. But for single player, why? The only way to quit the game safely and come back later is if it's your turn, open up the diary and select save, and then come back wherever you left off. Because if you don't, we'll get to that once we finish this up. Half an hour later or so, you have to go back to your headquarters in order to extend your place. So you either remodel it by paying your gold, or you can decorate it. But you can't do that considering you need to go buy stuff. Where do you get it? Well, at the shop, of course. But, jeez. How are you gonna get there without either extending it excessively? You need to perfectly stop at that space with the correct amount of numbers. Are you kidding me? This is almost as bad as having exact change, or else it's not gonna work. Like, what kind of common courtesy is this? This game is trying to predict me to go to this space. Oh my god. Really, man? Just wow. Such a pathetic move that they tried to pull. I almost forgot to mention that CPUs will play the mini games. Fortunately, you could just skip them by pressing on the button. But my god, who would ever do that? Can we just not watch it like, oh, they're about to play the mini game, and then whoosh, just skip it. We don't need to press the button at all times. Thank you. Oh god, you gotta be kidding me. Chance time. Are you kidding me? They put chance time in a Tamagotchi game? Really? Oh, come on, man. You're playing dirty now. What the actual heck? And I just realized I had to skip one day. In other words, I have to lose a turn. So I'm just gonna go back. Well, this is weird. When I open up the whole menu, the game still runs like I'm playing online. But I'm not even playing online. So you know what? Let's just go back and get this over with. It didn't autosave? Are you serious? You know what? I'm done. I'm not even gonna play this anymore, so yeah. Frick this game. Frick it to heck.
Yeah, so what are my overall thoughts with this game? Well, it's pretty much okay, but this is one of those Mario Party clones in case, oh, Mario Party's been absent. But there has been a few problems with this game. The fact that there is a lackluster of either the mini games or having the fun of it. I mean, I don't know what the heck they were thinking. But not anyone, not even my friends, even talked about Tamagotchi Party on. Not even a few YouTubers or people who play games on the Wii that I watch, no one has ever talked about it. And why is that? Because this game is trash.